I'm drinking it now.
We're live, by the way.
I don't give a fuck. Look, okay. Thank you and welcome to another episode of Carolina Factual Podcast. I am Afro.
And he's here with Lexi Vanu.
We are in a different location today. I'm in South Carolina here with Lexi at VillainsCon 2024 in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Definitely a different type of area than you're used to. Most of the time I'm just sitting in a chair, chilling and relaxing. Not a big, huge glare in the back of the behind me or anything like that, and no kids in the background. So, as we said, since we are in and VillainsCon, this episode is kind of going to be around villains and kind of just what if villains did win. And a lot of it's probably going to be off the cuff shit. It's just the way that we go. It works, and it's just the way that it is.
I swear, you guys, we had a meeting beforehand to get topics, but you know how we are. We just kind of go off the cuff. A lot of stuff that we do. So.
And it's just the way that it is. And let me check something here. That's what I thought.
Oh, it just does not like us.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Okay,
now that should be better. There we go. Oh, shit. Wait, what?
It does not want to go to the jury, right?
That's wild. Hold on. Right.
Yes. Okay.
So let's do this. Hold on, you guys. Difficult difficulty. This is what happens when you're not in your regular atmosphere. Let's see. What in the world? I have the slightest idea what's going on.
Plug it in just directly.
Can.
No, that's right. Because you have to have these up. I don't know, because it's lighting up. No, it's not easy. Okay. Hold on, you guys.
It's just not even sinking to it.
Closest.
Yeah.
And then how was the con? We haven't really done much.
Yeah.
We're gonna do much afterwards. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we can
Change output volume? Oh, okay, it's good. That's cool. Okay. So now let's see if we go back to
input.
No, the input should be that's the input, the output should be the speaker. But we don't want the speaker up now because
it's muted.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, cool. And that should be good.
It sees it, but it's just not
Taking it in.
It might be this.
Now
it's
okay, yeah, but
close up.
Okay. That's the default, but I don't think it's picking up anything.
Let me see.
Yeah. Let's see. Hello. Hello.
Okay.
Is it picking it up?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Straight as fuck.
Well, I mean, it's Twitch.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Sure. Okay. All right.
Okay. Just remember to cut out to like 5 minutes. So.
Yeah. That's fine. Be able to do that, and let me. Can you? Shit. Can you text me the which one so I can put it on the side?
Yeah.
But like I said, you guys, we are at VillainsCon. It's not the biggest con, which isn't something that's new. I've been to small cons in Durham and stuff, 1 day type shit. You know what I mean? So nothing too crazy. But you know, it's somewhere to start. And like I said, we're going to be talking about villains, and like I said, sometimes it's going to be off the cuff type shit. So the way that we usually start these things out is that we start with what have we been up to since we last talked, and it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, about 2.5 weeks, because we didn't do an episode this past week because we were doing this one. So this is why we're doing this one now. So I will start. He was doing something for me. This past week, should I talk about that?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, you're gonna do a pot. Like
Yeah,
we're doing an episode on it,
yeah.
but you can give them a brief.
I got fucking laid off. And it's tech. This is shit that we talked about before. You never know when it's gonna happen. No job is secure depending on the field that you're in. And it shook me for a minute, but after talking to friends and family and stuff, it was actually I think it was more of a sign to kind of go into stuff that I'm actually interested in and actually want to do and try and go from there. I think the biggest thing is that it just happens. You can't do anything about it. You can't change anything. You just got to deal with that shit and go. I got my severance, so that's cool.
I'm so mad that he got his severance this quick, and we'll talk about it next podcast. But just now.
I mean, it was cool. It's good. So I know some companies don't even give you severance at all. So you're kind of just out there in water, just fishing and trying to find out what to do. But like I said, we're gonna have a podcast about this anyway and kind of see where it goes. So yeah. But I'm going to we'll talk about it in the next podcast. But I have some things on the way coming up, and just kind of got to just take the risk and kind of just see what happens. That's all you can do. I'm not a risk taker at all because it scares the shit out of me. But sometimes you just gotta do that shit, man, and just go for it.
I think, like with you have a good support system.
Yeah, the family is there.
Yeah, so you have that. Like
yeah.
Some people don't have that, and like I can understand why they don't take risks, but you have that like there. So you taking that risk, I think you'd be okay.
Yeah, and that was the one thing I talked to damn near the people that are still around. I talked to them and kind of told them what happened, and that was kind of what they said. Like, your support system won't let you fail. You're not supposed to rely on them at all means, but they're there for you, when you need them. And I think that's kind of the big thing. And it was just a shock. So that happened. Drove back up to Maryland to, see family and stuff like that. But I'll be going back there soon again, there for a month. And that's about it. Just back on the applying the job grind. I just don't know what realm of tech I want to go into, because crypto is very finicky right now. Right now, Ethereum is like at a standstill because there's an election year going on, and until we know what happens or who wins the election, that'll dictate a lot of stuff when it comes to crypto. Because you have one side that's really for it, gun ho for it, yeah, let's do it. You have another side that's like, yes, let's do it, but that's also, we don't want it to be so free for everybody. We're going to have to add some type of rules and regulations to this shit. And that's kind of the opposite of what crypto is. So, yeah, it's kind of just a really big thing that you kind of just have to wait and see. And that's why they kind of let go. It's like almost 165 people that got let go out of 800. So it just happened to be one of those people, and that's just the way shit goes. There's not much that you can do about that. But yeah, that's what the fuck's been going on. That's what's been going on with me. But other than that, what about yourself, Lexi? What have you been up to?
Don't look at me like that. And don't use that tone with me. I knew it was coming.
Job-wise and career-wise.
Oh, no, we'll talk about that on the next podcast. We're going to be positive at this moment and talk about where I've been. So I'm just getting, 2 weeks ago, I went to New York for a wedding. You guys know we've been talking about that. And I went to a wedding and I saw my little nephew for the first time. He is so cute. But no kids over here. We're not having those. But it was really fun. I've been to New York before, so we didn't do like subway or any of that because I've already done that whole shebang. I did not know though, that weed is legal now. So they have dispensaries everywhere.
It's legal in Maryland too.
Anyways, proceeding on. I did go to my favorite ramen restaurant that's in Georgia. They have them in New York. It's very different there though, and the ramen was not as good. So like, I was disappointed.
What did you get?
So my favorite ramen is Takatsu ramen.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in New York, the restaurants that they have 3 in New York. Well, 3 in New York, excuse me. And none of them have Takatsu ramen. Like, yeah, they have like they make like specialty ramen.
Yeah.
Like, so the only thing I got close to it was like this ramen that was made out of like pork and chicken.
Right.
And it didn't taste well.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jesus. How much was it?
I spent almost $50. Anyways, back to minding our business.
What? $50 for bowl.
It wasn't just ramen because I got ramen and then I got their pork buns. Those are always good.
Okay.
And then I got some drinks. So it was like $50.
Gotcha. Okay. That's not bad, but I was like, holy shit, $50. That's a lot of fucking money. Jeez Louise. But excuse you guys, I'm trying to post stuff and get shit going. So please excuse me.
Somebody waited last moment to be like, we're gonna go live. Actually live while we're here. So
it happens. It's fine. I think people understand.
You think?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, while he's doing that, you guys. So the place that we're at, they have a really good like cider, and like I was.
It's called Peach Crumble.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I need you to like find that peach crumble because I need this in my life. It's really, really good.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not. It's actually like kind of sharp, but not like too alcoholic, and it's not like beer either. So it's actually pretty good. Well, like I said, this since this is VillainsCon, and it's just it's VillainsCon, but I don't know how to put this because it's not, like I said, it's not the biggest con. So it's the first year of it. You know what I mean? You got to start somewhere, and it's not too bad. Like I said, we haven't been downstairs to the vendors and stuff like that.
We'll go live with this.
Yeah, for sure. But it's not too bad. So I guess kind of on that road of villains and stuff like that. Yes, as she said, we had a meeting about this and what can we talk about, all this shit. But on the way over here, I actually got the
Tell them about your first time riding in the Tesla. No, I want you guys to hear this one, okay?
So first time ever riding in a Tesla is crazy. I told Lexi, I said, Lexi, if you take your hands off that fucking steering wheel, I'm gonna throw you out that fucking window. And when I tell you, we were on that highway and she let go of that fucking wheel and it just started to go. I was like, okay, this is crazy. But it wasn't too bad. I even took like videos and stuff for like, I actually sent a video to my mother and my sister.
So he's out here taking videos.
No, because I remember when I told them that you got it, and they were like, I don't know what to test it. But being inside that joint, being inside of it is fucking amazing. Like, it's actually not bad. It looks like a fucking spaceship. A lot of leg room. It's not like crazy or like, out of the norm or anything. It's actually like really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is the self-driving and it turns. That's some scary shit. Self-driving turning car is some scary shit because when I asked, I was like, "This thing turn by itself?" And she was like, "Yeah." And it also parks by itself, but it's not that great.
It's not that great. So like we're getting. Yes, it can.
Okay.
If it's a spot, but so when we got here, there was like electric parking spots, and like I was trying to park in it, and it saw like the parking spot on the dash. So we had like selected it to do the self-parking. And when we were doing the self-parking, it was trying to get in the spot next to it, not the one that we selected. So we was like cancel, and we just went to find another spot. Because why? And then it's not the greatest, but it does do its job. Like we were getting here and we need to go straight, and it was trying to put us in the turn lane. Yeah. And so I had to like cancel it and like to like get us to go the way that we needed to go. So yeah.
It was good. Overall, it's not bad. I get it. I do get it. It's convenient if you live in certain places. Mm-hmm. Right? If you don't live in certain places, then it's not that convenient and you're gonna be stuck. You have to charge your shit yourself. If there's no like supercharger or anything around you, you're gonna be kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere. Another thing is we got shirts. Yeah, got shirts made. Got
stickers.
Instead of business cards, got stickers made too with the QR code. I will say, my stepmother has had bad experiences with Etsy, but I will say I had a pretty good experience with this, and the person that made this did really fucking well.
Etsy's kind of like a hit and a miss. Like I've had a few things made from Etsy, and I think there's only one product that I just never got.
Yeah.
All the others I've gotten on time and they come in. Like I remember when I ordered my Cowboy Bebop neon light. Like the guy was like, "What do you want?" I sent him a picture. He was like, "Okay." And then it was something about the picture he asked. He was like, "Do you want this in?" And I was like, "No." He was like, "Okay, cool." And then like came out perfect.
Was that wasn't the same person though, was it?
No.
Okay.
No, not the one that makes your stickers.
No, I mean remember some of the one that get that same.
Oh yeah, but no.
Oh, okay. I got you. And the shirts and the hoodies actually came out pretty good too. One of the big things I have to like give Lexi props for is that she was like, in the beginning, I want to get a logo that looks good on merch. And this actually does look pretty good on merch. And I actually changed the color of the logo because it's usually this, but changing it to the pink and the purple actually worked out really well with the purple.
So our designer did a good job.
Yeah, he did really good. But damn, it's just been so much
shit going on.
Yeah. So like I said, we can talk about villains, and I guess the big thing I was thinking about on the way here was like what do you? Yes, there's a definition of villains, but in your mind, what do you consider? Who do you consider like a villain? Like I think there are different levels to being a villain.
Yeah.
Like Doomsday is a fucking villain. Like he's horrible. Yeah, right. But then you have some people that are just like they're supposedly villains, but they're kind of like Plastic Man in DC. Plastic Man was a villain. He was a bad guy. After being put in jail multiple times, he actually became a good guy. And now he's part of the Justice League and shit like that, right? But
I mean, you're gonna have those villains that kind of reform and like you have those villains that like they're a villain, but for like an actual positive purpose, like Mr. Freeze. We all know why Mr. Freeze is a villain.
Yeah.
And I think my definition of a villain is somebody that's just doing evil just to do evil. Like there's no goal, there's no like positive reason why they're doing it. They just want to hurt people to hurt people.
Because I'm sitting here off the top of my head. I'm trying to sit and think about villains that are actually just like pure evil, just to hurt. Because most of the villains that we see comic book wise and all that shit, they usually have some type of backstory that makes them do something that makes them do what they're doing for a reason. Yeah, some villains do, but I don't like now when I think about like in that definition, I think more of like a Jaime Lannister who was just fucking evil in the beginning, fucking his sister and shit. And he had a change of heart later on.
I would think more of like fucking what's his face that died, Jeffrey that died. He was just evil to be evil. Yeah, he was just a spoiled ass brat.
Well, also that was a case of his incest. He was just.
It's not even that. He was just evil to be evil.
Yeah.
Like there was no reason for him. He had money. He had the clout. He had the status. He was just bad to be bad.
That's true. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a really good one. That's a really good one. And I also think, like, sorry to stay on Game of Thrones, but it's so many people within Game of Thrones that were, like, evil as shit, but they kind of had a change of heart later down the line. Yeah. Like the Hound.
But then again, I don't know. Yeah, the Hound. Yeah. But then again, you got to think about the opposite. Look at fucking...
Lacey?
Yeah. She wasn't necessarily good, but she was okay at the beginning, and then at the end, she just got...
Hard, yeah. But Cersei was just evil, just straight. Yeah, just straight. Just from season 1 to down, there was never a time that I saw Cersei in the episode and was like, you know what? I really feel for that woman.
No, never. Like, she was just pure toxicity.
Never felt for that woman at all. Like, even when it came to her children, and she cared about her children so fucking much, it was just like, I really don't give two shits about you and your children.
I don't.
Because you're a piece of shit. Literally a piece of shit. And I don't know. When it comes to like...
I mean, even their dad, though, was a piece of shit. So it's just like...
Oh, you're talking about the first... damn, I forgot his name. Was he a Baratheon?
Yeah.
Yes, he was a Baratheon. Yeah. God, that series is so fucking long. Because I'm not watching the...
House of Dragons?
I'm not watching that.
I'm not either.
Targaryens are cool, but I really don't give two fucking shits about that lineage or that history. We all know what happens at the end. Somebody ends up fucking his aunt, and there you go. What happens? That's what happens. That's what happens. It's Boris, you're right. Ramsay was fucking evil too.
He was just evil.
Yeah. But
Cersei really didn't have a reason. I guess she wanted to see Jeffrey, get in a good place. Yeah. But like that wasn't good enough. Like he knew he was gonna get there eventually anyway. So
but Ramsay was evil because he was mad that his father wasn't in his life to the point where he was like in with the rest of his brothers and sisters. He was supposedly just the bastard, and his father just brought him in just to kind of save face and just like, okay, yeah, you're my son. Show me that you're my son. Yeah. But he was just fucking evil, like insane. The dogs, he deserved to get his face ripped off by those dogs. Yeah. Insane. So it's there's a lot of villains. You can. Some people, there are some villains that you're like, okay, I get that you're a villain, and I also get the stance that you're standing.
Just because you got a bastard doesn't mean you gotta beat people to yourself.
I get that. Oh my god. It really, like when you think about like Killmonger and think about how he was the villain, but
he had a reason behind it.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, he was the bastard son of the king of Wakanda, so he just let.
Yeah, but also, I think that's a running theme in Black Panther, though. Because the second one that came out, weren't they evil for a reason? I didn't see it, to be honest with you.
The second one, no.
Yeah.
And his sister took over,
Uh-huh.
and like they were trying to. I forget what it was. But it wasn't evil. It was just like his sister took over and was like running everything or whatever.
Yeah.
He really didn't want to do it anyway. He had to step up and take the win.
Okay.
But that's my definition of like a villain.
Yeah.
But what's your definition?
My definition of a villain is like fucking. My definition of a villain is like Marlo from The Wire. Seriously, Marlo was a fucking villain. Marlo was a villain, and I know we're talking about like whatever. Villain's a villain. Marlo was a fucking villain. Marlo, Snoop, and Chris.
Yeah,
those three motherfuckers were villains. Like getting a high-powered carpenter stapled a nail gun and killing people with that.
Yeah.
Marlo was a villain that he wanted something more than being on the fucking streets, and then realized that, I'm gonna try to work so hard to get into these rooms with all these upscale people, but then the streets go back and call him every time. Fucking Omar was something totally different. Omar had more. That's what it is.
Okay.
I think a villain does not have any fucking morals. I put it to you like that. I don't think villains have morals. I think villains just do whatever fuck they want.
So, have you ever seen Juice?
Yeah.
Okay. When you say it like way,
yeah,
I think of Tupac, his role in Juice, because he was just doing
somebody. He was crazy. He was just a nutcase. It's a difference between crazy people.
No, there's really not. There's really not. I think if you're evil, you have to be somewhat on the crazy spectrum.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if you're just evil for no fucking real reason.
Yeah.
You gotta.
I
gotta
get
be
it.
something missing.
I definitely get it. But I think the reason why I say there's a difference between being evil and being fucking crazy, because I would say you can put Omar in a level of being evil because he was going around killing drug dealers, right? He was killing people, but he was only killing drug dealers. Wasn't fucking with people that weren't in the game, kids and women. So anybody who was in the game was fair game, literally. So he wasn't crazy, but he was evil in the eyes of, I don't know.
But what about Debo and Ryder? He was going around terrorizing people in the neighborhood for no reason.
Debo was fucked up. He had a legal guy.
I don't think you have reason to go terrorize people.
No, you don't terrorize people, but he was kind of crazy. I wouldn't have fucked with that dude. I think that I can remember my uncle telling me back in the day, growing up in the project and shit, where there's certain motherfuckers you don't fuck with. Motherfuckers that had lazy eyes as a kid. motherfuckers that had lazy eyes as a kid. Motherfuckers that had a list when they talk.
Yeah.
Do not fuck with them because they will fuck you up. And you never fuck with the motherfuckers that were quiet. Or had a whole bunch of brothers and sisters and they'll come and jump your ass and then fuck you up. Right?
Yeah.
But Debo, yes, was a villain. And Craig did everything that he could to take that brick and beat the shit out of him. And beat the shit out of him.
And you had to go to Rancho Cucamonga because of that.
Right. So, but then I think depending on the genre, so when you think about anime, do you see a lot of anime villains that have morals? If you were to say anything about just certain anime villains, I don't see a lot of them. Would you consider what's his name? Aaron from
Attack on Titan?
Yeah. Was he a villain?
You're asking the wrong one because I didn't get past season 1 of Attack on Titan. Y'all can kill me in the comments for it. I don't care. I just didn't like Attack on Titan. So And when I got it, Aaron was still technically like the good guy. I guess. So.
Okay. What about Vegeta?
We already talked about this, but like I don't view him as a villain.
Yeah.
Because like I guess he was just standing up for like his planet, and then like he was just trying to find Kakarot. So no, he is not necessarily I would consider him a villain in the story. Now Frieza, on the other hand, that's a villain.
See, the thing about that is when they came out with when they did that whole tournament of power thing between the different universes and stuff like that, Frieza was part of the team in Goku's and Vegeta's universe, and he actually showed some signs of actually not being evil, helping out his teammates and stuff. Now, I'm not saying at the end he did try to do some stupid conniving shit, but so
there you go. I mean, like he's not a villain. Like, Vegeta's not a.
You know what made Vegeta not be a villain?
What?
Pussy. It was Bone. He walked in he saw Bone, and he said, "You know what? You know what? Let me go ahead and let me put this villain shit aside. I need a wife. I want some kids." And he went through that and became probably the best father in anime that you ever seen.
I mean, he is better a father than Goku, so hands down. But
I think that's what made him change. It wasn't because he wanted Goku to.
I think he had a family. He settled down. He was like, "Oh, this ain't it for me no more."
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
I mean, at that point, he had a family to protect. So
yeah. I understand that. I definitely understand that. But I mean, it's so many villains that you can think about. Now, do I have like a favorite villain? No, I don't have a favorite villain like that because do I have a favorite villain?
He doesn't.
I don't think so. Go ahead.
My favorite villain, I guess, anime would be Kira from JoJo Bizarre Adventures. The whole Jotaro line.
Yeah.
No, actually, was it Yosuke? What season was it? I think he was on actually Yosuke's season. But like, he's my favorite because he's really based off a villain. Like he's based off Casper Bateman from American Psycho, and that's like one of my favorite like horror movies, villains, I guess, in movies of all time. And then his Stay and Killer Queen is like the best.
Yeah.
It is not even just like his ability or whatever the case it is. He was fucking crazy, but like he is my favorite because like he's based off like that movie.
You know that she likes the serial killer shit. Literally on the way here, we listened to a podcast from from Atlanta.
Yeah, we listened to Melon Mayhem.
Yeah.
So it's this black girl named Renee Davis. She does this podcast about serial killers. And so the one we listened to is where this guy was butchering like these men on the Skid Row. And he would like basically kill them, cut the heads, and like leave them with some salt and a cup of blood at the crime scene. I'm a true crime junkie, so I mean, hey, that's probably why he's my favorite. But still,
it's to the point where we talked about this before, where I can only speak for this. Every black woman, I know a lot of them.
Here he goes.
All love the whole true crime shit, anything that deals with murder, anything that deals with like my sister loves that shit. Mom loves that shit. Like my sister right now is going through like this realm of like all of like the Chicago
Serial killers?
No, like Chicago FD, like the series and stuff,
Yeah.
Chicago Police one and all that stuff. And I'm just like, I can't be watching shit like that.
Why?
It's just, I don't know. It doesn't really intrigue me like that. I get it. If that's the shit that you like to do, that's what you like to watch and do. it keeps you on your toes.
I mean, it's not even just that. It's just when you come to thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're like off topic, but it kind of goes into villains because these are real life villains, like
Jesus,
real life, But like with true crime, it keeps you on your toes, but also gives you that perspective that like everything is not hunky dory in the world. Like it takes away that veil of like, the world's peaches and rainbows and nobody's out there suffering, but people are suffering out there. Like you can't sweep that shit under the rug. And it also teaches you how to prepare yourself. Like, okay, what weaknesses did we have in this particular case that this person got particularly like caught up in?
Right.
So I get why, some people don't like it, but like you also got to realize the positive in it. Like without it, a lot of these, and also without true crime like content, like some of these cases would never been solved,
right?
Because people would never know that it was a thing. This case happened, and this person died, or they may know information about this particular like person that did it,
right.
Like anyways. Getting off my soapbox.
No, but she's right though. If you think, well, okay, I literally saw a list. Like, so guys, yes, we are on VillainsCon, but we haven't done an episode of it, so we're gonna be talking about just random shit. So whatever. But I literally saw a list about the top like most dangerous cities in America, right? And I was looking at it, just kind of glancing. And I was like, "Oh shit, Baltimore's not on there. Great." Then I look back on it, it's number 4.
Bet you Sparkle City's on there too.
It's number 4, and I was just like, Jesus Christ! It's just, I don't know, man. There are villains everywhere. A lot of them probably just looking at like literally shaking your hand, staring right at your face, and all that shit. But you could probably never ever fucking tell. Go ahead.
You can tell, okay? Like if they got major red flags, or that you get there and that vibe is off, listen to the intuition, go the other way, like. But there are some people that just like are sheep. Like you don't know. Like there's so many cases where like, oh, he was a family man. He had all these kids, and then next thing you know, he annihilates a whole goddamn family, and then boom. Like
it's to the point where, like I said, I get it. I get why you watch those things, but I just like how if you could go a whole day. Like, could you go a whole day just watching all of it like that?
I do that all the fucking time. What the fuck are you talking about? My YouTube right now is like super.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
I can't do that. It's just not me.
You're gonna have to log into your YouTube account at the house because I don't know this.
Yeah, it's just not for me. I can't watch any of that stuff. But I do think that. So, what do you think? What genre in anything do you think has like the best villains?
I don't know. Like, I think for me, I'm more of a comic book movie.
Yeah.
Anything is like I can name comic book villains all day. Like we were talking about in our meeting, like Mr. Freeze's origin story of like how he became a villain. Like he did it for his wife and trying to save her or whatever. Or the Joker. Even the Joker isn't just. I mean, depending on which origin story you go with, but like even Joker, like you do his Killing Joke origin story, like he was a failing comic that just wanted to like, do right in the world, and then like shit happened, and now he's this fucking villain. So, or you go with even the Joker movie, the first one, because I haven't seen the second one and it hurt his ass, but like even Arthur in that one, he was just tired of like being made fun of, being mocked, dealing with isolation in his life, like. That's when he became a villain.
Right.
So, it's relatable to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I can see why they're so popular.
I definitely get that for sure. I kind of agree with you. I like the comic book villains a lot. I think some anime villains are pretty good, but what we know of anime is like it's usually a pretty like stencil type of shit. It's usually like one bad guy and all these group of people come and take down this one. Like, you look at Naruto, it's usually, oh my gosh, this person is going to attack the whole city and fuck up everything. And we need to stop them. And they all come together as one big ass, like, state or whatever, bring back motherfucking dead people and shit like that to come fight and stuff.
I mean, even if you look at, like, Dio from JoJo, like, he was just, his daddy wasn't shit. If you go from person, his daddy was not shit at all. So I can kind of get why, like, he became a villain, but like he just took it way, way, way too far. Like, okay, you go live with the Joestars and you're just causing terror for what? Like, they are putting a roof over your head, giving you clothes to eat, and for no fucking real reason, because Jonathan's dad owed your dad a favor because he helped save your wife, but his dad really wasn't there to save y'all anyways. So, like, hey, like,
what made his dad so evil? Was his dad evil, or he just was just a piece of shit?
He was just
gotcha. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, damn. I'm not the biggest fan of, like, it's kind of like with Disney.
He is a dick just to be a dick. So
do you think that, like, the Disney, like, villains are, I don't know, I'm not gonna say they're the same, but I mean, goddamn, they're not, like, too crazy.
No,
they're not, like, crazy to the point where you're just like, oh my gosh, that villain is fucking dope. I would love to see that. Like, Ursula is not on some scary type shit. She is just big and perfect.
Okay, I guess, like, with Disney villains, like, even it's a kid audience, so, like, you can't make them, like, like, even, like, freaking Maleficent. Like,
I did not see that.
I love Maleficent. Like, my necklace I have on under here is from Maleficent, but, like, even she is evil, but she's really not evil. There's a background behind that, so. But it's like a really PG type version. But it's Disney, so you're not gonna get, like,
what you expect. And it's just like, you look at, like, fucking Jafar. I don't know, all those people in the Disney joints. It's not really like something that's like, oh yeah, I get it. Okay, I will say this, and this is off topic too. I know a lot of people that are into Disney, and I know people that are into Disney. I mean, when I say into Disney, I mean they go to Disney World every fucking year, right? They have Mickey
Mouse.
Have Mickey Mouse ears, have no problem going to Disney World, paying all that fucking money for food, dealing with all that bullshit. It's like the one thing that they do, and that's your shit. That's your prerogative. Do what you want. I don't give a fuck.
So you're not going to use your microphone? That microphone will do to this.
It's fine. We'll do this. We got you. All right. And it's just, Disney people are just, they're crazy. I will say, I've seen some of them, and
but then again, they like to forget that Walt Disney is a fucking tyrant.
It's just.
He was a tyrant, like. Anyway.
Yeah, it was just. I don't know. So when it comes to this villainship, man, it's a lot to it. I mean, some have good reasons behind it. Some are, just fucking evil for no fucking reason, and just annoying, and just mean, and just bad, and just like, just out of their fucking mind.
Yeah, but, I don't know, but then you have those villains also that, like, they're a villain, but they have a cause behind their villain. Like, they in their work mind of thinking, they think that, like, their vision of the world is the correct vision of the world. And, like, for instance, like Thanos, like, he had his vision of where the world needed to be and how he wanted things to happen.
Yeah.
And so technically, I mean, we were like, talking about like villains that won. Technically, he is the villain that won. He got what he wanted, got the dreams, snapped that finger, and like half of the population was gone. So like, even though that got reversed, I mean, he still technically won in that instant. Like he got what he wanted. I guess for me, it would have been nice to know if like that vision he had of the world was the correct vision of the world.
Yeah. I got you. That's true. True shit. So, like I said, you guys, we're all live here. We're about to sign off soon. I want to check out these vendors that are downstairs. I want to talk to them, see if I don't know, maybe we can get them on an episode or some shit like that and talk to them and see how they got into doing what they do. Thank you guys for listening. Like I said, this is the first year of VillainsCon, Rock Hill, South Carolina, and hopefully we have a second. And, thank you guys for joining us, and we will talk to you guys later.
Hey, guys.